Have you ever felt like you needed to start everything over? The routine, your plan, the habit, the project, the version of yourself you thought you were becoming. And because you got off track, or life got full, or things didn't go the way you pictured, it started to feel like the only option was to wipe the slate clean and begin from scratch. But maybe you don't have to start over. Maybe you just need to begin again. Welcome back to Wandering But Not Lost, where we pause, notice, realign, and begin again. Today, we're going to talk about the difference between starting over and beginning again, because there is a huge difference. Starting over can feel like pressure. Beginning again can feel like permission. And that difference matters. Because when we tell ourselves we have to start over, there's often some judgment hiding inside that phrase. It can sound like I failed, or I lost momentum, I ruined the plan. I have to go all the way back to the beginning. But most of the time, that's just not true. You're not starting over with nothing. You're starting over with experience. You're starting with information. You're starting with whatever the season or the week or the day is telling you, what the moment has already shown you. And that matters. It matters a whole lot. Because when we make every return feel like a full restart, we make it harder to return. We turn a missed walk into a failed routine. We turn a scattered week into proof that we can't stay consistent. We turn a pause into a problem. We turn being human into something we have to overcome. And that can get heavy. So what if we made a different choice? What if we stopped asking, how do I start everything over? And instead ask, how do I begin again from here? That is a very, very different question. Starting over asks us to go back. Beginning again invites us to return. Starting over can feel like you're erasing something. Beginning again allows us to carry forward what we've learned. Starting over can come with pressure. Beginning again can come with some compassion. And I think that's why beginning again is such an important practice that we need to bring into our lives, accept, and really work on adding it to the routine. Because life interrupts, plans shift, energy changes, we get tired, we lose momentum, we forget, we drift. We get pulled into noise, responsibility, urgency, and emotion. And if every drift means we have to start over, then we will spend a heck of a lot of time standing at the starting point, frustrated with ourselves for not being further along in our life. But if we learn to begin again, we give ourselves a way back, without shame, without drama, without needing to make up for everything all at once, just a way back, a return to the next breath, a return to the next honest choice, a return to the thing that matters, a return to ourselves. That is at the heart of this conversation. You don't have to start from the version of you who had more energy last month. You don't have to start from the perfect schedule or the imaginary clean slate. You start here with today's energy, today's clarity, today's capacity, and today's next step. That's where beginning again actually happens. Not in perfect conditions, not in the fantasy version of Monday morning, not once everything is caught up, cleaned up, organized, and figured out. Here, right here. And I know that may sound simple, but it's not always that easy. Because a lot of us are very good at turning a small drift into a story about ourselves. We miss one day and think, well, there goes that. We fall behind and think, I knew I couldn't keep up. We feel tired and we think, I should be better at this by now. We get overwhelmed and think, I just need to start over. But it may be more honest if you just start to say, I am human, I drifted, I noticed, and now I can return. That is beginning again. It's not denial. I want to make that really clear. It's not about pretending nothing ever happened. It's not about skipping accountability. It's not ignoring the fact that something just may need to change a little bit in your life or your routine. Beginning again is actually being very honest with yourself. It says, I noticed something, I learned something, I need to adjust. I can return without punishing myself. And that shift, my friend, is powerful. Because most of the time, what we need is not a dramatic restart. We need a gentle return. So what exactly does beginning again actually look like? It can be the opening of a journal after missing a few days. It can be taking that walk after a week of not moving very much at all. It can be drinking water after a stressful morning. It can be clearing one of the surfaces that you have laid around. We all have those. It can be choosing one priority. It can be reaching out to somebody again. It can be returning to a practice without making it dramatic. It can be going to bed a little earlier every night. It can be pausing before the next reaction. It can be saying, I'm here now. What is the kind next possible step? That is beginning again. It doesn't need ceremony. It doesn't need an announcement. It doesn't need the perfect plan. It just needs a return and a way to get to that return. And that's where I think our mantra here at Wandering But Not Lost helps so much. Pause, notice, realign, and then begin again. Because that pause gives you space. Noticing gives you the information. The realignment gives you the direction that you want to go in. And beginning again gives you permission to move forward from where you are right now. Not where you wish you were. Not where you thought you would be. Not where the perfect version of the plan says you should be. It's where you are. That's why this matters. Because if you can learn to begin again without shame, you become much more resilient. Not because you never drift, but because you know how to return. Not because every week goes perfectly, because you can listen to what the week is teaching you. Not because you never get overwhelmed, but because you can pause, notice, realign, and begin again. So let's make this practical. When you feel like you need to start everything over, try asking 3 questions instead. Question 1. What am I carrying forward? What am I carrying forward? Because not everything from the past week or the past month or whatever you're carrying with you needs to be thrown away. There may be lessons worth keeping within that. There may be moments of clarity. There may be reminders about what matters. There may be evidence that you're stronger, softer, clearer, and more capable than you actually thought. Maybe you learn that your schedule needs more space. Maybe you learn that your morning routine needs to be simpler. Maybe you learn that you're taking on too much. Maybe you learn that walking helps. I love talking about walking because it works for me. It's a big equalizer in my life. Maybe you learn that the thing that you thought was urgent was really just noise. So before you rush to start over, ask yourself, what am I carrying forward? Okay, here's question 2. What am I ready to release? Maybe it's the pressure to have everything done perfectly. Maybe it's the story that you're behind in what you're doing. Maybe it's the frustration that things didn't go the way you planned. Maybe it's one expectation that no longer fits. Maybe it's a small resentment that you might be carrying or have been carrying for a long time. Maybe it's self-criticism. Think about that one. Maybe it's the need to make this week prove something. What are you ready to release? Not because it doesn't matter, not because it wasn't real, but because carrying it forward may not help you to actually realign. And question 3, what's one next step I can take from here? Not a bunch, not 10, not 20, not 5, not the whole rebuilt plan, not the entire path from where your vision is of life, and where you think you should be living right now and what you should be doing. Just one next step. One step that matches the energy you actually have. One step that supports the person you're becoming. One step that helps you realign without overwhelming yourself. That is the begin again reset. What am I carrying forward? What am I ready to release? And what is one next step I can take from here? And you can use those questions at the beginning of a week, at the end of a long day, at a difficult conversation you might have just had, after a missed habit, after a season didn't go the way you expected it to go. So many different uses, or any just time you feel like you need to come back to yourself. Because beginning again is not something we do once. It's something we practice again and again. And I want to be clear about something. Beginning again does not mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're inconsistent. It doesn't mean you can't follow through. It means you're paying attention. It means you're willing to return. It means you're choosing movement over shame. And that matters because shame tends to freeze us. Pressure exhausts us. Perfection tends to delay us. But permission can move us forward. One breath, one honest pause, one clear next step. So here's your micro reset for today. Take one breath and say, I do not have to start over. I can begin again from here. And then ask yourself, what is one kind possible next step? That's enough. One honest step counts. One small return counts. One moment of realignment counts. If this is something you want to practice more gently this week, we have a 7-day presence practice in the Reset Library. It's a simple way to come back to the present one day at a time. And you can find that Reset Library over at wanderingbutnotlost.com. And this week, we're also sharing a gentle begin again reset. It's a guided, quiet practice to help you return without pressure. But for now, maybe this is the place to begin. You don't have to earn your way back. You don't have to punish yourself into alignment. You don't have to start everything over. You can begin again from here. Pause, notice, realign, and begin again. You are wandering, but you're not lost.